2nd down and 10. Alonzo Bellamy in the shotgun formation. He's been in pretty much the shotgun the entire evening, and he's looking for someone to pass it to. He drops back, pass right over the middle. Great pass play, good pass, and a good catch right there by Palm Beach Lakes. That's Daryl McCray, who makes a nice catch, about a gain of 25 yards from McCray, and Bellamy was right on the mark.
And that's big time throw there. That's the skinny post route where you have to put the ball on the line, and you watch this. Good footwork, get up on his front foot, a little sidestep there, and then drill the ball in with the tight spiral, and I'll tell you what, that is a big time throw.
Well, credit the offensive line too. He gave him time, enabled him to step up in the pocket, and as you mentioned, he just drilled a completion right there to McCray. 1st down and 10 right now. The Rams inside the Eagles' territory at the 40-yard line. And once again, Bellamy looking at just one running back and 4 receivers. This time, they're going to hand the football off. A nice run right here by Palm Beach Lakes. A gain of about 10, close to the 1st down marker. Palm Beach Lakes running the ball effectively. That's Malik Mitchell. So another player in those skill positions coming off the bench. In this case, it's Mitchell who gets 10.
Yeah, Rick, and I'll tell you what, they've run that play twice, and they're averaging 15 yards a carry. That play's open because when Lakes goes to that shotgun look and spreads them out, what happens is the defensive end for Atlantic is coming up the field, and it's an easy seal-off block by the tackle, and the running back comes right in behind him. That play is open all night long.
And Coach Dan Sanso has so much confidence in his quarterback, his senior quarterback, Alonzo Bellamy, that he can make that call right there at the line of scrimmage. 1st down at 10, he did get the 1st down, so right now Lake's on the move at the 25-yard line. This time, scrambles and avoids about 3 tacklers, but finally hit right there in his own backfield. Bellamy evaded 2 tacklers, but was unable to evade the 3rd, and he loses 6 yards on the play. Atlantic defenses was swarming there.
Yeah, Atlantic was sick and tired of watching him sit back there, so they brought the house that time, and not only 1, not 2, but 3 guys came loose. And actually, Russell got away from the first 2 guys, and later on in his career, he may realize that he can just turn around and throw that thing out of bounds or something, but you know, it's high school, and he didn't, and the 3rd guy got him.
Coach, right now they got a water break, and especially with these hot days, that's mandated every quarter, correct?
Yeah, it is mandated by the state, and it's for the safety factor, obviously.
Joel Lewis right now has an opportunity to talk to Mike Rump, one of the big-time players to come from this area. Joel, over to you.
Guys, I'm here with Mike Rump, Atlantic High School graduate, drafted by the Niners, played for the Rams, a little bit of an NFL background. How does it feel to be back here watching your team?
It feels good, you know, get this time to come out and see the team, see the change they made. You know, they look good out there. It does, you know, a good thing for my heart. You know, it looks good.
Now you've played professionally. Anything that you can tell these guys that just going to make them step up their game, coming from your point of view?
You gotta be, you know, you gotta be ready for anything. You know, you gotta be patient. You gotta work hard. You know, that's one thing I did when I was at Atlantic. You know, no matter what, I try to do a little bit more than everybody else, and that take you a long way. But they look good. You know, I just think they get a few things tackling. You know, the penalties, and I think we'll be good.
Thanks a lot, Mike. Appreciate your time. Back to you guys.
All right, long pass right there. Oh, almost completed by Palm Beach Lakes. A great pass by Alonzo Bellamy to number 8 for Palm Beach Lakes, Guimaro Lavelle, off his shoulder pads. Almost a great completion right there for Palm Beach Lakes.
If you want to draw up the streak route on the hash mark and have it thrown any better, John Elway couldn't have thrown that ball any better. This ball hits number 6 in the helmet, and it should have been a Lakes touchdown. Bellamy has made some just awesome big-time throws. These Lakes, both receivers, Rick, on both sides of the field have dropped a lot of balls.
And that's great, too. Mike Rump, it must be exciting for these players to see a former NFL player come to their game here on a Friday night. Mike Rump, for so many years, played great. Well, he went to Lake Worth High School, correct?
No, he played at Atlantic.
He did play at Atlantic. Okay, Mike Rump coming back to his alma mater to watch football right here in Palm Beach County Friday night. Bellamy with the screen pass, and it's completed there to number 11, Jaquan Hogan, who gets right back to the line of scrimmage, and Bellamy dumped as he tries to deliver that football.
Yeah, one of their defensive linemen actually hung and was looking for the screen. Good call by the defense coordinator. You know, every week it seems we see a team where an ex-player comes back that it almost killed my son. Mike Rump was another one who lit him up and knocked him out of the game back in 1998. And Mike was the hardest hitting defensive back in high school I ever saw.
Wow.
He was a heck of a player.
Went on to Miami, drafted by San Francisco, I believe.
And was a starter.
had a decent NFL career. There he is talking right now with some of those fans here in Delray Beach. We've got a 4th down and 17, and Palm Beach Lakes is going to go for it right here. So Bellamy, if he's got a 4th down and 17 play, he's seeing heavy rush. He's going to try to get rid of the football, and he delivers it. Oh, almost a nice play over there, but it's incomplete. So that's going to turn the ball over on downs. Atlantic will take it 1st down and 10. Coach, what was the decision there to go for it on 4th and 17?
Well, I think they were just a little bit out of his range only because it was against the wind. And I think they thought they had a good play called, and it got covered. It gives Atlantic a lot of credit.
A lot of pressure right there, and that's going to be the key, I think, for the Atlantic defense, because Bellamy has sort of shown if he has the time, he's going to complete the passes.
Absolutely. You can't let a kid like that who's in a rhythm sit back there and throw the ball. You've got to disrupt him, and that's what Atlantic did. They brought everybody. All
right, let's see how Atlantic plays with the lead. They're up 13-9. They haven't had too many leads this season. They won their first game on the last play of the game. Beautiful pass, almost caught over there by number 86 for Atlantic. Beautiful pass by Chevis Jones to Avante Footman, just off his fingertips, and almost a great pass and catch.
Seriously, if I was the quarterback for both these teams, I'd want to go home and see what happened to our hands. You can't make a better throw than that. I mean, it was pretty well defended. He dropped that fade route right where it should have been thrown. It should have been caught, and it should have been another touchdown.
2nd down and 10 right now after that incompletion. So great pass, probably the best pass of the night for Chevis Jones. 2nd down and 10 right now for Atlantic at their own 36-yard line, and Jones is going back for more. This time he looks over the middle. This time it's incomplete to number 23, Darnell Cookwood.
Justin Bunch, the linebacker, a senior from Palm Beach Lakes, covered the back out of the backfield with great efficiency that time. And they tried to fit it in over the top, but Bunch was right there.
Atlantic bringing in a lot of fresh players on every single down. They've got a number of skilled players, and of course, if you're just joining us, we're looking at some of the individual players, and that certainly on the Palm Beach Lakes side, that means Jeremy Lewis, the big defensive lineman right now, lined up over the right guard, and Lewis with the rush on the quarterback. Incomplete. Looked like that one bounced right off the hands of Atlantic, and an incomplete pass. Could have been called a fumble, Coach.
Yeah, and once again, not a great place to throw the football with number 8 over there. number 8 for Palm Beach Lakes, Gamara Lavelle, is just all over the field. He's the one that made the big hit there. Did you notice Jeremy Lewis, though? Again, he was right in the backfield again. What they're trying to do is cut block him at the line of scrimmage, and if I was blocking him, that's exactly what I would try to do. But they're doing it a little bit too early. In other words, they're diving to their knees a little bit early, and he's reading that and stepping over him. It's a chore. I mean, that offensive lineman that's had him all night, both guards, they're gonna be tired young men tonight.
And we're seeing one of the players right now on the Palm Beach Lakes side cramping up. Looks like he's okay, but getting some assistance from one of the trainers as they work on his calf. 13-9 is the score. My point, I guess, earlier was that, again, Atlantic hasn't had the lead that much this season. They took the lead against Boca Raton on the last play of the game to win last week by a score of 25-24, and they just took the lead in this game. They are now up by 4 points. But Atlantic is looking for another great season under their coach, Andre Thaddeus, in his 5th year, his 2nd year with the Atlantic Eagles. And they definitely have the talent on both sides of the football, and so far, Chevis Jones has really been coming out throwing in the 2nd half. It looks like he is definitely in rhythm with his receivers. Now we just need the receivers to catch the football.
Well, and that's the point, though. It's got to be on the other end, too. The receivers are dropping the ball all over the place. That actually should have been a caught ball, even because of the hit. Atlantic's going to have to become more consistent offensively, though. Their consistency on offense is lacking in this game, and I thought it was lacking last week against Santa Lucia's. They make big plays, great plays, and then they have major breakdowns. And to be a really good football team, you have to be more consistent on offense.
4th down and 10 right now for Atlantic. That is a punting situation. They will punt the football back right now for Palm Beach Lakes, and you can see it is a pretty good-sized boot. Number 8 for Palm Beach Lakes. That's Demetrius McClendon. He takes the football at his 20-yard line, goes right, finally tackled by a swarm of Atlantic tacklers down at his 22-yard line, and that's where Palm Beach Lakes will start at their 22, down by the score of 13-9.
And you notice, Rick, we talked all night about Lakes coming after every punt. If you get the punt off and you get a relatively good kick, which that was, you've got great coverage. And if you're a punt returner for Lakes, what happens is you're about there by yourself, and now you've got 5 orange jerseys coming down on you, so credit number 6 with a good job.
Coach, you were at Palm Beach Lakes for 10 years, correct?
Correct.
Tell me about those 10 years. What years were you there? And, just
Well,
how
the whole point was, and we're going to a live play here, so maybe we'll get into that after this play.
All right, first down and 10 right now for Palm Beach Lakes. And the quarterback, Alonzo Bellamy, hands the football off inside. Nice run by number 22. Finally stopped at the 47-yard line. And again, a new fresh player right there for Palm Beach Lakes. That's Malik Mitchell with a nice carry for the Rams.
And didn't we just talk about this? That's that same play that had been averaging 15 yards a carry, and they just got 30.
Malik Mitchell with those
I'm
fresh
not a rocket
legs.
scientist here, but I would call that play a few more times until they give you an answer for it.
Well, one thing about Lakes is they have definitely been opening up the field, spreading out the defense, and that's where you're going to get that quick hit from time to time, and they've been taking advantage of it. 3:42 right now left in this third quarter, and Bellamy right now in the shotgun position. He's got number 22, Malik Mitchell, right next to him. And this time he's scrambling to his right, looking for a receiver. Finds his receiver over the middle, but another drop by Palm Beach Lakes. This time it's Rodney Mickens. It looked like he had some running room if he was able to catch that football.
I'll tell you what, these quarterbacks should be in the 200s for all the drop balls. There's another one. I don't think we've seen a caught ball in the last 4 attempts. Getting back to the Lakes thing, when I was there, we started the program in 1988. We came over from the old Twin Lakes building where there was a lot of history and a lot of tradition. And we built a very solid foundation program. I had a great staff. We were able to keep them for 7 years. Administration changes made it a little bit more difficult, and we decided to break it up in 1998.
Well, the tradition continuing now because Palm Beach Lakes, with a really great football team and playing well so far in this game, they are down to the 45-yard line right now, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down and 7 situation. But, you know, in Palm Beach County, we seem to have the perennial powerhouses. Atlantic's always had good teams. Palm Beach Lakes traditionally has played pretty well. Why do you think that tradition continues through coaching changes and through administration changes?
Well, it's different neighborhoods. I mean, there is a certain pool of players that you pull from, and those players seem to be the more athletic ones, and then they hear about a program being good, and maybe they can get into that district where that school draws from, and the tradition just continues.
3rd down and 8 right now. Bellamy with the key play right here, facing a rush on the side. We got a penalty flag. Bellamy does throw it out of bounds, but we do have a penalty. We'll see what the call is, but it's going to set up a 4th down if the penalty, in fact, is against Palm Beach Lakes.
Yeah, and I think, I don't know what the penalty was, but there was almost a late hit on Bellamy. Atlantic's getting there from the edges. When they're blitzing, it is very confusing for the Lakes offensive line. I see a lot of 2-on-1s leaving a guy free, which obviously is what you're trying to do defensively. Lakes needs to shore up their offensive blocking scheme, protecting the passer, because they're letting too many people come free.
Looks like they're going to try to punt the football right now on this 4th down. So there's our guy, Emmanuel Charlotte, will try to punt the football. His punting hasn't been the problem. It's been the snapping, and you wonder if they went to the backup, but they're going to try to get special teams. We've already had 2 snaps sail over the punter's head. We'll see what happens right here.
I think I backed Emmanuel up a little bit here to make sure this ball didn't sail over his head.
You think that kid's getting some trash talking on the line of scrimmage? We do have a procedure.
I believe
it's like some movement on the offensive line.
I think it's an offensive penalty. I think the right side of the Lakes line came out of their stance prematurely. We'll see what the call is.
A lot of penalties in the first half and throughout the first 10 minutes of this 3rd quarter. A lot of mistakes at both teams. We're also seeing some pretty great individual effort as well. Right now it is Atlantic up 13-9 as we are late in the 3rd quarter. That is a penalty actually in this case against Atlantic. It's going to set up a 4th and 4, and it'll be interesting to see if they look like they're still going to try to pump the football. But you know that Charlotte is such a great athlete. Wouldn't be surprised if maybe he tries to run for the 1st down here. We do have a timeout right now for Palm Beach Lakes. I think the coaching staff is going to reassess the situation, especially with all the mistakes. Maybe go for it.
Sure. I saw Coach Sands over there trying to get people's attention, and the ball was on our hash mark, our side of the field, and he finally did. This is an opportunity for Lakes to get in and score, and you don't really know if you're going to have that opportunity being inside the 50. I think it's a well worth gamble.